right, welcome everyone. And I have the pleasure today. I have the one and only Edwin Jr. Olan joining us on the channel. I'm so excited to have him here. I met this lovely gentleman last month in Vegas at lunch. And then the next day he was on the stage. And I'm like, what? That's the same guy. So we definitely hit it off. And he's great. He's a giant in this industry and doing amazing things. And so before we get started, just tell us who you are, Edwin, a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, first, thanks for this opportunity. Thank you for letting me in your house because this is kind of your house, right? I appreciate that. And so just like just to be clear, I have my own accent as well. So just in case if I say something wrong, Spanish is my first language. English is like my third. So
That's
there you
amazing.
go. So about me, born and raised in the mountains of Puerto Rico. Uh, Graduated as a mechanical engineer from one of the best universities in Puerto Rico as well. I'm not gonna try to say the name because I don't want to confuse people. I we have a saying in Spanish. I'm more prepared than a yogurt because I have that so many degrees and so many stuff like mechanic engineer, uh, project management, plastics. I did a certification on materials of engineering, acting. I was an athlete for my university, so I did it all. I couldn't. I think I have HDAD or something. I just needed to do all. Um, After graduating, I just started working in the United States. I managed to do the what people call the American dream. Like uh, this company recruit me. I started working here in the States. Um, I started like you know going my way up on the corporate ladder here in the United States. I managed to do in 5 years what normally people do in 20. I was a kind of a workaholic. And then, despite all that, I realized that I was kind of I like to call it a golden jail. Like I was good, I was making money, but I was trapped basically on this 9 to 5. It sounds kind of cliche, like the
Yeah.
9 to 5 system and kind of being trapped and everything. But I would look around me and I would see all these people like close to get retiring and maybe for them that it looked good, but for me it was like I don't want to finish like that. I don't want that to be my finish line.
Mhm.
So and it was this so disconnected of my purpose, and I didn't know what was my purpose basically. So in 2016, uh, like a year, 2 years after I met who's my wife right now, um, I saw her starting her business in network marketing. Um, I saw her success. I saw how she was doing so good, and because I was so skeptical. But at the same time, I say, well, if she can do it, I can do it as well. So I start working my own business with her, and right now it's been a blessing for sure.
Awesome. I love it. I love to hear that. So you kind of like me. I've done many things as well. And now, now I found network marketing. So how long have you been in the industry? So you say a little bit about what got you in there, but how long ago was that you said you've been in the industry now?
Well, that's kind of a complicated question because I started in 2016, but I really started doing it professionally into 2019. At the beginning, I was so skeptical and negative about the industry. So, well, not the industry. I like to make sure I like to teach people. Industry is what I sell. This is a business model. Okay, this is a business model. It's completely different. It's not an industry. this business model can be in different industries, you know, like
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you can be in travel, you can be in wealth and health and wellness, you can be in makeup, you can be in all, there's so many of them. So just to make sure that people learn about it, okay? But at the beginning, for me, it felt like uh, it was it was a world for people looking for a way out and not a way up. I don't
Mm,
know if I'm making myself clear
yeah.
there.
Hmm.
It was kind of my perspective was kind of wrong.
Yeah.
It was everything that I learned from you know the normal. I like to say you need to be abnormal. So the normal was that, okay? So the perspective changed when Angela, my wife, she started working. She's a dentist, and she left her you know her career and then bought a restaurant, and then he left the restaurant, and then she moved here to the States and started working as a waitress for another restaurant, a Mexican restaurant here. So from dentist to have a restaurant to come here and be a waitress. And then
Right.
one of those travels, she used to travel a lot. And when she get back to Colombia, she's from Colombia, um, she decided she's going to do network marketing. And that's when I learned, really I learned about how this business model worked. Again, at the beginning, I was her. I bullied her so bad. I'm ashamed to say it, but I bullied her so bad, so bad that one time she stopped me and she said, "Okay, you don't need to support me, but you don't. If you don't stop, this is gonna stop." And it's like, okay, so I'm gonna stop. And I start helping her, but just because I want to, you know, just to be a good partner, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
okay, you know, your little business, you know how that is, your little business and everything. But then when I realized what she was doing and her success, and I say, hey, if she can do it, I can do the same thing. I can build it professionally. I can do it. I can do it big. And this is like any other business, you know. We have up and downs, but yeah. Um, yeah, it's been a road. It's been a journey, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact, and because you're being honest, and you know, people do say that. Even when I first started, my mom was like, "What are you doing that for?" You know, because I'm
Yeah.
corporate, you know, got my degrees and I've done different things, and she's like, "What do you want to do that for?" Like in her mind, it's like that doesn't even make sense. Why would you want to do something like that?
And that's one of the reasons we connect and we click so good at the event, because it's like we know so much, and at the same time it's like why people don't see it the same way we see it.
Right, exactly. So that's why we're here to educate people
Mhm.
because we ourselves need to be educated, and that's why we are where we are today because we got that education, we got the knowledge about this business model, and then we once we understood it, we're like, okay, this is actually like there's some value here.
That's true. True that. That's what actually the first thing that I saw was I could be more my purpose change instead of just making money is making money with a purpose of contribution. Be free, of course, but how much can I contribute because of what I'm doing?
Yeah,
So that moves you.
yeah,
You know, that
absolutely,
really moves you.
absolutely. So, you know, your short time in network marketing, I know you've had some huge successes.
Mhm.
Share some of them today, some of the successes you've had so far in the business model of network marketing.
Oh, yeah, I like it. I like how that sounds. So the thing is, I went to school, like kindergarten into, high school. That's 12 years. Then I went to university. It took me almost 8 years. Then that's 20. Then I went to corporate America for almost 10 years. That's 30 years, right? Between school and corporate America. And to get this peak of income.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not gonna say a number. You know why? But to get this peak of income. the same peak of income it took me 3 years in network marketing.
Wow.
Okay.
And same time.
Without any experience. I still think that I don't have experience. I'm a full-time student. So that's one of the things that like
Yeah.
even click for me is like, man, if I can do it, everyone can do it.
Exactly. That's awesome.
That's one of the things. The other thing is during pandemic, we managed to grow from just two countries, Puerto Rico and Colombia, to almost 12 countries in the same in those 2 years at the same time.
Wow. And
We had a growth of almost 850% in 1 year. In the first year, 2020, and 2021, the growth was like almost 400% on the second year. The ones one example for I have this we call associate, but she's more like the sister that this business gave me.
mm-hmm.
Her name is Leimeris Correa. She started working with me in 2020, January 2020, right? We're gonna be 5 years anniversary right now in January. And mom of three, she have a kid that have this condition, arthrogryposis. I don't know how to translate it, but it's a condition, genetic condition that doesn't have doesn't have a cure, but you can work around it. He always need to be on like in those handle, in order to walk, like
Yeah.
wheelchair or one of those, the I don't know how to.
We call them Zimmer frames in England. I'm not sure what they call them.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. So the thing is, when she found me on Facebook, she told me, I just want to sell a little bit of this because this is what people like, and I just want to make it like she told me like $500 extra per month. And I told her, okay, let me teach you how to do it professionally. Why are you doing that? And she was, hungry. And in 1 year, she was the faster in my company to get from 0 to 10K in it was like 11 months, um, all through the internet, 100% virtually. Right now, people is doing it like in 3 months, but back then, like in the middle of pandemic, it was kind of a big thing. So that's some of the the things that I feel proud about.
Awesome. I love that. I love it. I love to hear those success stories because it's just the evidence of what's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, in your 5 years coming up now, your anniversary, you've experienced some challenges, as we all do, because it's only natural, right? So what are some challenges that you face?
Oof. Well, first, changing my chip, changing my mentality from the ego of, oh, I'm a mechanical engineer, I have all these titles, or, have a diploma. This is so beneath me. Yeah, so low for me. Then realize that almost all my mentors are like big deal. They're educated, like they were businessman, businesswoman. It's like, man, I'm not. I need to step up. Uh, Another thing was just starting my business. I wasn't doing it professionally, but I was doing something, like selling here and there, a little team, small team, not putting all the heart because I had savings. That was my mind. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this just so I don't deplete my savings. Uh, I depleted in a way, but I was doing this without depleting my savings, and my goal was I'm gonna learn as much as I can. That's the worst thing you can do. Like try to learn everything in order to put action. That's the worst thing you can do. So I was trying to learn as much as I can and do it a little bit just so I can go back to Puerto Rico because in 2017 I decided I want to travel all South America with my wife. and at the same time learn and then go back to Puerto Rico. That was at the beginning of 2017. But in September 2017, uh, we had a hurricane in Puerto Rico, Hurricane Maria, and it erased my business overnight in Puerto Rico. So my only team was in Puerto Rico by then, so erased it, like no more business for me. So I had to start it from. I don't say I had to start it from zero. I like to say I had to start it from experience, and build. And that's when I start like working online and try and learn how to do it from anywhere. And that's when I learned about the diversification, because you shouldn't be building any business just in one place. You should, and that's the beauty about this business model. You can do that. You can do it anywhere. That was in 2017. Then in 2020, when we started with like growing, that was 2020, 2021. In 2022, when government say, okay, you're free to go. You can go out of your house. You can do whatever you want. At the same time, we start having some logistics problems because we were still in,
Yeah.
worldwide. There was problem with the logistics, and I lost 75% of my team because I was so focused on just sales and distribution that I forgot to build leaders, and because of that, I wasn't creating this camaraderie, this community of growing and of leadership. And so people get distracted so fast, and they see how do you say that, shiny ball syndrome? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but uh, uh, they saw another opportunity that it looks good, it's new, and oh, I'm gonna do better here. And I always say it's gonna be my fault because I never I never prepared for that. So now I'm prepared for that. I learned from that. So
Yeah.
yeah, things happens.
Yeah. And I thank you for sharing that, because that's helpful to other people that are in the industry, as hey, learn from, what he learned. You had to learn in the middle of it, but we can learn from the things that
Yeah.
you went through.
Don't wait until you're in that situation to learn about it. That's he said. Let me see if I can translate this. Smart is not that one who learned from their mistake. Is the one who learned from other people's mistakes.
Absolutely.
That's really smart.
Yeah, and you're telling your story. I'm like, okay, let me think of, because it could, things like that could happen to anyone. So let me
Mhm.
think about what can I put in place now to avoid that from happening.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Gladly, I always have the culture of customer culture. Like, it's always customer based, my business. So the customer always gonna be there. So that's what hold me until I build a new team. And that's something that I was gonna tell to people is, if you decide to do this business model, focus on your business, on your customers. Of course, focus on your team, but teach your team to be customer focused or customer based, and you're gonna have a solid business for years.
Awesome. I love it. So network marketing, has sometimes gets a bad rap. I know
Ah,
myself, just like you, I was leery of it. I saw my aunt, after she, retired, she got involved, and I would see her posts, and I'm in my back of my mind, I'm like, oh, that's one of them things. Not really knowing what one of those things was, but I just didn't think it was legit.
yeah.
So there's so many misconceptions about it, and I feel like that's the reason why I've created this channel, is to help educate people on the industry, because I think it's important, if people know what's available to them, they may say, hey, this could be for me. This could actually solve many of the issues that I'm having in my life, or even allow me to do some things that I would love to do in my future for myself and my family. So what is, I guess, at least one misconception about this business model that you would like to address today?
All right. So this is the business like anything else. So I always say it doesn't matter if you open a pharmacy, if you open a bakery, or if you open a store. This is a business. You need to treat it like one. This is not a one ticket, you know, a lotto ticket that you get into it, and how do you call that? A get rich a quick scheme. Yeah, yeah. You don't need to make. You need to understand this is a business like anything else, anything else, and and the truth is, the industry is a legitimate business model, but when you do it professionally,
Yeah.
okay, you need to take responsibility of what you're doing. It's not like I always do. I always give this example to my team. It's not like you're gonna buy a McDonald's and just stay at home and do nothing. If you just like invest, I think McDonald's right now goes for almost 2.5 millions, like in the cheap side of it, and you need to pay like $100,000 just to entry, just to take this test, basically, and then you need to pay like 10% every month of your brute income of the restaurant. I think it's 15, between 15 and 20%. So I'm pretty sure if you invest in that business, in that franchise, you wouldn't stay home and do nothing. You wouldn't stay home and say, "Oh, my aunt says this is a pyramid scheme, so I can do nothing." I feel so bad. My feelings are hurt. No, you go on and build your business. You work your business. Same here. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it's the best thing that happens to me. And another thing is, I know there's people out there that may give a bad reputation to our business model, but the base and the purpose of this business is to give opportunity to anyone. So I like to call it like it's an equality of capitalism for everyone. Everyone can use it. Everyone can if they work it like it should. You can do the real American dream actually if you
Yeah.
do it professionally.
No, I love it. And in saying that, and just in closing, it's been amazing talking to you as usual. But in closing, just kind of segue from what you just said. What has been one of the most rewarding parts of being a network marketing professional?
Transform people. Basically, we have a motto, look, a lema, a motto. Basically, we like to help people in an integral, have an integrity in all the sides of in all the spectrum of your life, health, wealth, um, and spiritually as well. Not touching any religions, spiritual in general, and being able to see how people grow and how people break free. I'm now obsessed with limiting beliefs. Like that's my obsession right now. And I realize it's so easy to help people to break from limiting beliefs, and at the same time so rewarding because it's just talk to them. Just people are not used to talk. They're always like bombarded with information, but there's no one there to ask you, hey, how you doing? What do you want to do? Where are you going? Where's your goals? Why you want to do it? And just go deep in the conversation. That kind of relationship is unique and is something that you don't find commonly. And
Free, not for free. You can pay tens of thousands of dollars for it.
yeah, yeah, you can go to therapy. Of course, I always say go to therapy. We are not your therapist, okay? I'm always gonna say that, but you have someone to talk to, and I will guide you at the same time I talk to you and I break those limiting beliefs with you to do an amazing business. But knowing that I can contribute to that is priceless, honestly. It's the best thing that can happen.
I love that. I love it. And that's why we connected because you're such a good person at heart. You really have a true heart to help people. And that's amazing. So
Thank you
I'm
for
so sad to end this interview today because, but you know what? How can people, I know other people are going to be like, this guy's amazing. I love him. How can I follow him? So, how can people follow you or get in contact with you?
So I have, because my main language is Spanish, I have two Instagrams. One, the Spanish one is my name complete, Edwin Jr Olan, The one in English is I am Edwin Jr Olan. So it's really easy, basically.
Yeah, very easy. Awesome. Follow him. Follow him. Thank you once again. It's been a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing all the amazing things that you do this coming year and years to come.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for this opportunity. You're doing an amazing work. This is what it needs to be done, educate people and at the same time help them to create, if they want to create and start this business model out of freedom and contribution. That should be the goal for everyone.
Yes. Thank you once again.